Hello from Dorset. I'm overlooking Chesil Beach right in front of me, and I've just been exploring St Catherine's Chapel behind me, which is the crime scene. I have eyes, but it's really sunny, so I'm keeping my sunglasses on. I've just been exploring St Catherine's Chapel because that is going to be the crime scene in Dorset Crime Book 11, the Chesil Beach Murders. Now, originally I had a vision of the crime scene being the beach itself. Let me turn around and show you the amazing view all the way up to Portland, dimly in the distance. It is so beautiful here today. This morning I was on Bournemouth Beach in the absolute driving rain. It was ridiculous. I sat and had a coffee in Sobo in Southbourne, which is a fantastic cafe, coffee shop, bar, beach bar on the beach, and the rain was pouring down the windows. But now here I am at Chesil Beach. I've just been in Abbotsbury, which is gorgeous, and the sun is shining, and I'm having to be antisocial and wear sunglasses while I record, for which apologies, but it is the perfect day to research book locations. I've been quite busy researching book locations this week. Yesterday, I'm losing track of the days. Yesterday I was in Shaftesbury, which is going to be the location for, let me think, book 13, the Gold Hill Murders. Now Gold Hill is the famous hill in Shaftesbury, which was made particularly well known by the Hovis advert, and there are some little sort of Hovis homages there. There's a little sign and a model of a piece of bread or a loaf of bread. It's an interesting place because Gold Hill itself feels... Can you hear the birds? I think those are skylarks. Yes! You probably can't see it. Way up there is a skylark doing its thing where it goes up like a helicopter and twitters all the way. Oh, and that's not an easy thing to see. I'm really pleased that I've seen one of those. I can hear loads of them. They're really noisy. I feel like I'm in my own episode of Springwatch. Where was I? Yeah, initially I was going to have the body found on Chesil Beach itself, because let's face it, it's a hell of a location. I mean, who could resist dumping a body there? But it started with a bird watcher, inspired largely by Abbotsbury Swannery, which I can see down in front of me. Again, I'm going to turn around, sorry about this. Can you see all the swans in the background down there in the fleet? I'm walking down there, I'm going to see what it's like. But no, I thought I'm not going to have swans. I'm going to have somewhere a little bit more remote, because it's going to be tricky getting into the Swannery, which is private land, and dumping a body. So I had a bird watcher down on the fleet in an imaginary bird hide, which I invented, belonging to an imaginary birding centre, which I invented. And then Joel pointed out to me, Joel writes the Cumbria Crime books with me and edits my Dorset Crime books. He pointed out to me that the Cumbria Crime book that we've just been working on opens with a birdwatcher finding a body. And while not everybody will read the books in the order that they're released, I know a lot of people read the books a series at a time, there will be people reading one book after the other thinking, this is a bit unoriginal. Rachel's clearly got it in for birdwatchers. Oh wow, that must be part of Abbotsbury Swannery down there. Can you see that maze? That's pretty cool. I'll go and explore that in a bit. So anyway, the path is veering off to the right, so I can't go straight down to the fleet of the Swannery. I'll have to hook around the hill that St Catherine's Chapel is on. I'm going to swap hands because my arm is aching holding the camera up. And in fact, I'm going to turn round so that you can see the fleet behind me, because it's something else, isn't it? Let's de-wonkify the camera. So yeah, I was going to have the body down there on the beach, going to have a bird watcher. Cumbria Crime clash, decided not to do it. So Joel and I had a conversation about this by message while I was actually sitting on Brownsea Island a little while ago, thinking about whether I wanted to write more books there, because I love Brownsea Island. I have a hankering to write a book in the John Lewis Castle if I can ever get access to it. But anyway, we had that conversation and I thought, okay, I need to bring myself back to Chesil Beach and work out an alternative location. And the chapel, which is back there, which I can't see anymore because I've walked down the hill. There's another skylark, and can't see this one. Oh yes! You probably can't see it either. It's really hard to get the right angle when I'm turning the camera from one side to another. But believe me, there is a skylark up there, twittering its way up into the air. That's such a lovely sound. That is the sound of sort of early summer, late spring. And so anyway, I decided to come here, find an alternative location, and I've often driven down the coast towards St Catherine's, well, sort of past Abbotsbury, and seen St Catherine's Chapel and stopped off and taken photos of it and that kind of thing. And I thought, you know what, it's a nice remote spot, it's an iconic building, it's got a fabulous view of the Fleet. What could be a better place to dump a body? So that's today's research. Tomorrow I'm very excited about, because book 12, I'm losing track of all these numbers of the books, book 12, The Beach Hut Murders, that takes place at Mudderford Spit, which is a spit of land reaching up towards Christchurch from Hengistbury Head. Now originally that book was going to be set entirely on Hengistbury Head, but then I went exploring. I love Hengistbury Head, it's one of my favourite places to go walking because it's quite remote considering that it's on the edge of Bournemouth. So I went up to Hengistbury Head, had a good old look around, walked around the beach route round sort of under the head as it were, which I thought would be a great place because it's always very quiet there, there's hardly anybody there. And then when I got to the beach huts, I thought, you know what, these beach huts would be a great place to dump a body, as they say. And so I came up with an idea for exactly where you would dump a body around those beach huts, and I can promise you it's a location I've never used before. So yeah, tomorrow I am meeting with a lady who owns a beach hut. She owns one of those beach huts at Mudderford Spit, and she is hopefully going to give me the lowdown on what it's like to have a beach hut, what the community's like there, any sort of insider information about what it's like being in that spot. And also there are some specific things about the facilities. I'm not going to say exactly what because that gives away the opening of the book. But yeah, there are some specific things that I'm hoping to find out from her. So anyway, I'm going to continue walking, see if I can find a route. Yeah, I can see the path goes in front of me and then down, and will hopefully take me to Abbotsbury Swannery and then back to the village where my car is parked. I'm going to continue walking and enjoying this glorious sunny afternoon and the sparkling sea behind me. Who needs the Mediterranean when you've got the Dorset coast? Happy reading!